And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon.
Sit down, shut up, and listen up.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Drying off after getting soaked and drenched by Tropical Storm Andrea yesterday. We're still standing. We're here. We're doing things. We're talking about things, including TNA's Slammiversary pay-per-view from this past Sunday. And my prediction's starting to go wrong. We're certainly wrong, that's for sure. 3 out of the 8 matches I got right. 3 and 5 for the pay-per-view. Still a better than 500 record for the year, though. 35 and 20 overall. Let me give you the results in case you missed it. Chris Sabin is your new X Division champion after beating Kenny King and Suicide in that Ultimate X match, which, as kind of an aside, there have been a lot of Ultimate X matches. I mean, TNA's been around for 11 years, and I believe this was their 30th Ultimate X match. So they're averaging about 3 a year. That's... I don't know. I feel like that's just a bit much. I don't know. Let me know what you think out there on that one. Also, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, and Magnus beating Mr. Anderson, Garrett Bischoff, and Wes Briscoe of Aces and Eights. That one I actually did get right. Jay Bradley beat Sam Shaw to earn a spot in the Bound for Glory series, and that's going to be getting started as early as next week. They're going to round out the field of 12. There were a couple qualifying matches on Impact this past Thursday. We'll get into that in a bit. Devon beating Joseph Park by countout to retain the TNA television title as Park was attacked in the back before the match even started, but some blood was shed on Park's part, and next thing you know, out comes Abyss. Amazing how that happens. And in a sanctioned yet unsanctioned match, or at least an unadvertised match, we'll go with that, it certainly was sanctioned, as Abyss defeated Devon to win the TNA television championship, the belt that Devon now previously had. It was also announced on the pay-per-view that Kurt Angle will be the second inductee, joining Sting in the TNA Hall of Fame. Rather notable accomplishment for Kurt Angle. These always seem to be going out of nowhere. It almost seems like at this point they're not picking Jeff Jarrett, since he's the most obvious choice considering how long he's been around there and the history that he's had. I mean, he hasn't been on TV in a while. Not since they started the Ring Ka King stuff over in India. Really, have we seen anything of Jeff Jarrett? It's been, I can't even tell you how long it's been. It's certainly been a while, though. I would imagine close to a year since we've seen Jarrett, and it looks like that'll come down the pike somewhere. Maybe after Jarrett's officially done with his in-ring career, maybe that's where they're going with it. Who knows? Anyway, the 4-way elimination match, James Storm and Gunner are your new tag team champions, beating Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez, as well as Bad Influence, Daniels and Kazarian in that 4-way elimination match. Yeah, definitely did not have a good day as far as picking, that's for sure. Taryn Terrell defeated Gail Kim in that last knockout standing match. And I guess because he was going to be inducted in the TNA Hall of Fame, they had to give him the win, hence Kurt Angle beating AJ Styles in the semi-main event. And in the main event, one of the few I actually got right, Bully Ray did defeat Sting in a no-holds-barred match to retain the TNA Championship in just under 15 minutes. And Bully Ray, before the match, actually made kind of a notable promo, almost making fun of the concept of no-holds-barred matches, as in those matches, it's almost like it's more no disqualification, as back in the day, no holds barred meant moves that would, or holds that would normally be banned would not be for that particular match. And in that, he mentioned that he'd be using a move that a lot of wrestlers are scared to use, even in no holds barred matches, the pile driver, because of the damage that it can cause, especially to the neck. And we've seen what can happen when it goes awry on a few occasions. I mean, probably the most notable that jumps out at me is Owen Hart's botched tombstone pile driver on Steve Austin from SummerSlam 97, that Intercontinental title match, and Austin's neck still hasn't been the same from that. And that's, some 16 years later. Go figure. So there's your results from Slammiversary, and that led to a notable impact. Devon wanting his TV belt back, and they were looking for Abyss unsuccessfully. A couple of Bound for Glory series qualifiers. Tag team partners colliding, Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez. Hernandez ended up getting the win and is going to be in the Bound for Glory series, along with Jay Bradley and Samoa Joe, who easily handled Robbie E. in his Bound for Glory qualifier. Now, next up here, this is an interesting and notable story as well as signing. Mixed martial arts fighter Quentin Rampage Jackson has signed a contract with Bellator Fighting Championship. MMAfighting.com reporting the deal is structured similarly to the way that King Mo's deal is, meaning he will also appear for TNA. Spike TV actually issued a press release regarding Rampage Jackson's signing, saying Quentin Rampage Jackson, the mixed martial arts icon and action movie star, has agreed to a monumental multi-year partnership with Spike TV, Bellator MMA, and TNA Wrestling. It was jointly announced by Kevin Kay, Spike TV president, Bjorn Rebney, Bellator CEO, and Dixie Carter, TNA Wrestling president. The landmark partnership includes Jackson competing in Bellator MMA, along with joining the superstars of TNA's Impact Wrestling, which includes fellow Bellator fighter King Mo Lawal. Or is that Lawal? I'm not sure. Spike TV will also create a special reality series featuring Rampage that will lead into his debut with Bellator, along with other entertainment initiatives. Quote from Bellator CEO and chairman Bjorn Rebney: Rampage is a true superstar both inside and outside the MMA cage. The partnership that we've created with Quentin is unlike anything that's ever been done in the sports and entertainment arena, and Rampage is the perfect athlete entertainer to carry it off. Oh, you look like you're ready to chime in there now. Okay.
No, I'm just listening.
You're just listening?
I'm
Okay.
listening.
Looking with intent. All right.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word.
Something like that, as opposed to shirking responsibilities, which had you laughing earlier. Oh, it's the simple things that entertain.
I'm a simple person.
In many ways.
Oh,
Dixie
thank you very
Carter. Dixie Carter noting Rampage is one of the best-known MMA fighters competing today. He is a true crossover star, and his talent, big personality, and popularity among a wide range of fans make him an extraordinary fit for our company. And then Spike TV president Kevin Kay chiming in, we are thrilled to create this opportunity for one of the greatest athletes and personalities in MMA. Rampage is a proven ratings driver who brings incredible star power to both Bellator and TNA. Now, Jackson, sporting a 32-11 record, joins Bellator as a former Pride and UFC champion, having last fought on Spike TV in September 2007 in a fight versus Dan Henderson that drew nearly 6 million viewers, making it one of the most watched fights in the sport's history. In 2009, Jackson served as a coach on Spike's The Ultimate Fighter Heavyweights, the highest-rated season by far in franchise history, delivering over 3 million viewers per week. Rampage joins a Bellator light heavyweight division that features King Mo, Renato Babalu Sobral, Emmanuel Newton, Attila Veg, and Vladimir Matyushenko. That's what I get for not reading these ahead of time. The charismatic fighter from Memphis, Tennessee, began his professional MMA career in 1999 and established his legacy across the globe through epic battles with MMA titans, including Wanderlei Silva, Chuck Liddell, John Jones, and Dan Henderson, among others. Jackson starred in the 2010 blockbuster film The A-Team as B.A. Baracus, the character made famous by Mr. T in the television series. Jackson's other film credits include Confessions of a Pit Fighter, Fire with Fire, Never Surrender, and Miss March. So there's the press release courtesy of Spike TV, and we actually have some footage as Rampage Jackson made an appearance on this past Thursday's Impact.
Ladies and gentlemen, just 2 short days ago, it made headline news across the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome MMA champion, movie star, and the newest member of the Impact Wrestling roster, Quentin Rampage Jackson. Oh, yeah! JD, right on the money, because everywhere you look this week, every media outlet covered the free agent signing of this man, MMA superstar, Instead, you saw him in the A-Team. Newest member of Impact Wrestling. Newest member of TNA is Rampage Jackson.
That's a bad man right there, folks. A very dangerous bad man for sure. He's got that look in his eye. I've seen this man fight. He's legit. He's definitely legit. And I think he's a great addition to the roster in Impact Wrestling.
Wow. Quentin Rampage Jackson, welcome to Impact Wrestling.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. It's a big honor for me to be here because a lot of people don't know that I started off as a pro wrestling fan. And I'm from Memphis, you know, it's really big there. And that's why I used to do all those big slams until I got addicted to knocking people out. But now I come over to TNA. I want to be the best over here. But to be the best, I know I got to beat the best.
Yes, and one of the best of all time. Huge announcement made Sunday at Slammiversary by TNA President Dixie Carter that the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle would be the newest inductee in our Hall of Fame.
I gotta tell you, just seeing Kurt Angle walk down here, Rampage debut, just got a little more intriguing for me.
You want to beat the best? Well, you don't have to look any further because you're staring right at him. You may be the best in the cage, but this is my ring. This is my world. And someday, when you think you're ready, you're going to have to go through me. And that is real. It's damn real.
Listen, I just got some goosebumps there. Hey, look, Austin Ace had our problems with Kurt Angle, no doubt. But put that aside, Kurt Angle just came out and let Mr. Jackson know this is my world. And that look in Mr. Jackson's eyes, in Rampage's eyes, he wasn't playing around. A little tension there.
Crazy stuff. So it looks like a program might be set up down the road between Quentin Rampage Jackson and Kurt Angle. A couple of out-of-the-ring competitors meeting in the ring. Of course, Kurt Angle with his background from the Olympic wrestling, and to say the least, Quentin Rampage Jackson with MMA. Should be interesting. We'll see where things go. Maybe they're going to set up for a match at Bound for Glory, if not sooner, perhaps on some sort of a sweeps week for Impact, something like that. Another bit of TNA news, actually a couple of bits here. Kennelly dropped from the TNA broadcast team. Yes, that's right. TNA has dropped Todd Kennelly from the broadcast team, according to a report by Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com. Kennelly was informed of the move at Sunday's Slammiversary pay-per-view. Mike Tenay and Taz will be the broadcast team going forward. Kennelly was not under contract with the company and could still be used in another role in the future. Kennelly tweeting in response, "Thank you so much for all of the support and compliments on my work. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it, really making my day." So not necessarily a confirmation, but at least an acknowledgement that people have heard rumblings, and as long as this report is correct, then it looks like it's going to be a two-man team going forward. Interesting stuff. One other TNA bit of news. An X Division wrestler and trainer released TNA releasing Douglas Williams based upon Twitter statements he has made. He tweeted over the course of this past week, "Thank you to all the great fan support during the past 4 years. Time for bigger and better things." He also tweeted, "A huge shame I won't get the chance to train with Rampage Jackson. What an honor that could have been." And of course, being from the UK, he spells honor with that with the U in there. Being part Canadian, definitely have to appreciate that, eh?
Well, they said it first.
They did say it first. We just kind of borrowed it.
Well, exactly. So, do respect.
Of course. Got to give respect
Maybe
where
he wants
respect's
to be
due.
the overnight jock here. Bigger, better things, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's possible.
Of course, we don't have an overnight shift anymore. I know that'd be a fact. I don't miss a trick.
Say it ain't
kid.
So.
I don't miss a trick, kid.
You don't miss? Oh, man. All right, let me look at some Facebook feedback that's come up here, and then we'll take care of our second bit of business. Ryan noting a similarity, apparently, as far as looks between Dean Ambrose and Chris Sabin. I never thought of that, and I'll have to go back and look at the two of them to see. That's, of course, Ryan chiming in on that. He's a pretty loyal contributor. Also, Dan from Chicago, he said during SmackDown last night, "Must be drug testing time. Sandow cut his hair." Interesting. And John, always good for a laugh. John from the Northeast. I mentioned the no-holds-barred match, so of course he puts a picture of Hulk Hogan from the poster, I believe, for No Holds Barred, the movie from back in '89. And he says, "No rules, no refs, no acting skills." Having a little fun at Hulk Hogan's expense.
No.
Just a little bit. But then John, in typical Lance Storm fashion, if he can be serious for a minute and providing some information on the video game front, because he is a big fan of the wrestling video games. WWE 2K14. It's set to be launched on October 29th of this year. It'll be launched on the Xbox 60 and PlayStation 3. The 2K games may or may not announce this week at the annual E3 event on May 13th via 2K's Twitter. 2K Games made it clear the game would not be on the Wii U, any portable units, or the newly announced PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Those are the new systems that I think are both set to come out either later this year or the beginning of next year. I don't know. I kind of phased out with the Wii and PlayStation 3. I think I've hit that age where I'm not as much of a video gamer as I used to be. I know. It's a sign I'm growing up or something.
That's two today. You're a roll.
Man, I got all...
Mike's on again. Oh, darn.
I got all kinds of jokes today, apparently. Man. So there's a lot going on with that, and comments already flooding in. We'll get to those on the other side of a timeout, and we'll also we'll take a look at the week that was Daniel Bryan. He certainly had a rather eventful week, to say the least, and we'll get into that, as well as his appearance along with a couple other folks on Miz TV from SmackDown last night. And we've got room for more phone calls. I guess everybody's up at Legends of the Ring this week, so not that many people chiming in on the telephones, but that's all right. These things happen. People are contributing via Facebook. Can't go wrong with that. We'll come back. We'll get to quite a few things here. Still plenty to do in the little bit of time that we've got left here. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB. Let me give you the numbers: 215-949-3232, or toll free at 888-922-2149. There's also the Facebook fan page. You can leave some Facebook feedback. That's WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly. And of course, we are online at WBCB1490.com.